Hello.
Smoke
Hey,
good,
we're about to go back live. But
life
if you
good,
need to go just
bitch, it look good,
Because it is good.
Eat
Shout out to
good,
my boy,
feel
Big
good.
Fats.
Smoke good, baby, real good.
Ah,
Life good, cause we live good. Bitch, it look good,
because it is good.
Watching other niggas play, I can't respect that. Don't care if you ain't eating, ain't no way I can digest that. Cooking what I'm best at, I make a meal out of nothing. Take this shit out the oven, start shaving it like a onion in the oven. Bitch, I be surrounded by all kinds of great. So about the patio, posted up with a pasta plate. A lot is way too loud, straight from concentrate. I can't concentrate.
welcome back.
And we're back, and we're back, and we're back.
Everybody started.
No, who
Everybody
is
has made it
talking?
back on time for the second part of the class is in session with Purple Dank. Because class is in session, y'all.
Damn, y'all heard that bell,
Okay,
nigga.
better be seated and ready.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
School bell. Hey, we done had a whole mini dance hall in this bitch.
Hey, that's how we do.
Find out you used to be dance hall
Love
queen.
it. Okay, girl, don't get me started. Yes.
Dirty girl. Not island girl, them dirty girl. Them. Oh, sheet. Rich is in here.
I know.
It's a weed family reunion.
Okay. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you.
You have to try this.
Oh man.
Before it's all gone.
What is these?
That's what you said.
No, it's not the ice cream. He saw the container and got excited.
It's like, wait a minute.
Let me have it. I don't need it. I ate the rest of them.
Those caramel
Class
shoes,
is back in
they
session.
go hard.
y'all.
Yes.
I guess Hood Cuisine don't have to have detention because he came right in,
Right,
as the
on
bell
time.
rang. You can tell that nigga probably did the same shit at school, right as the bell
Right on
rang.
time, right?
He's the reason. He's the reason why the teacher implemented that you got to be in your seat when the bell
When
rings.
the bell- Not going to your seat.
You got to be in the seat.
Oh, shoot.
Yes,
That's why.
guys. So we were talking about cannabinoids for
Yes.
today's topic. So we're gonna just segue into what are the top 10 most potent cannabinoids and their benefits.
So I will
Eat it for
start
milk.
with THCP. So what is THCP? Anybody?
OPP.
Okay, nobody. Has anyone heard of THCP?
I
It was
have
the first time
I
that we
did.
heard about it.
Yeah.
So it's actually 33 times more active at the CB1 receptor.
Okay,
So it's more potent than the actual THC Delta 9.
Okay.
Yes,
And that's
remember
what
we
they sell
talked
in
about
stores and
Delta
shit.
9? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We talked about that. So THCP, it's naturally found both in the hemp plants and marijuana in small concentrations, real small. But it's newly discovered, and it's the most potent hemp cannabinoid known to date.
Right. I
So-
believe it was discovered by Italian scientists in order. I can't remember when, but
the other four.
it's a recent discovery.
Yeah.
And so the more, in order to feel high, your CB2 receptors have to actually bind to the cannabinoids. So the reason why THCP is so much stronger is because it has a stronger binding ability to those receptors. So the more, like you can see from the diagram, the more alkyl chains that you have in the cannabis chain,
It increases the potency.
and the bonding to the CB2 and CB1 receptors, and that's what gives you an even stronger high.
Okay.
All right, so it says a cannabinoid needs to have at least 3 carbon atoms on their alkyl side chain, and I think with THCP, it has, I believe it's 5 or 7. No, THCP has 7. So that
that's
makes
why
it
it's
really,
so
really
strong,
strong
yeah.
because THC Delta 9 only has 5 carbon chains.
So that's 2 more.
Yeah,
which
two
makes
more.
it- So that's 2
That's
more.
the weed we get on the streets and shit, right?
THCP, no.
That's
THC, I'm
Delta
talking about
9.
Delta 9.
Oh, yeah, Delta 9,
yeah.
yes.
So it's stronger than Delta
It's
9?
supposed to be stronger than
It
Delta
is.
9.
I don't believe it.
But
But Delta 9 is not just all the way live like
No.
that.
I mean, it's what we're smoking smoking and stuff,
Right,
the good
right.
weed that we
And
get,
all
the different strains that runs the cookies,
yes,
you know, all
it's
those things.
THC-9 that they're using.
Oh, I think I was thinking of the Delta 9.
Delta 8.
Yeah,
Okay,
Delta
yeah,
8.
that's what I was thinking
Yeah.
of. Okay.
We're gonna get into those too, because they're on here.
Okay.
But yeah, THCP supposedly is 33 times more stronger than THC, but because it's found in such small amounts, they literally they get it from hemp, even though they could still get it from cannabis, but they derive it from the hemp plant, and that's where they can extract it and then go ahead and make whatever distillates and
Stuff they can make
concentrates
from it, so they can still make stuff out of it.
Right. So
that's THCP, y'all. That's the number one.
And we tried it. We actually tried THCP.
We have a video for you guys to watch, but we tried it in some coffee and tea.
Right, when we went to the weed spot.
The weed spot, y'all. It's out there in the Heights.
A nice little
coffee shop, coffee tea shop. It's kind of like a little Starbucks, but it has, you know, everything infused. And they have infused honey there as well, I noticed.
But it's all hemp derived.
It's hemp derived, yeah. It's not, you know, the THC that we smoke.
Right, exactly. So if the THCP is supposed to be 33 times stronger than THC, maybe that's only when you get it from the THC plant
itself,
and not the actual hemp plant.
But I think what we tried was what came from the hemp plant. Yeah. She said that's what they do all day. They just mix the cannabinoids up and create different potencies. And
so, hopefully you'll be able to check out the video on our page and actually see our visit to the weed spot. It was really nice. We actually sat. We enjoyed it. You can make your own, customize your own coffee, tea. What terpene you want, what level cannabinoid. I chose THCP. I think you chose another.
I chose
right, but because they had THCO as well, and it was real nice. By the time we actually left and got back, we looked pretty blowed, even though we said we weren't feeling nothing. But
that's how it always is with edibles. You're like, I'm not feeling it, but then you over there looking blowed in a motherfucker.
Yeah,
okay, blow like a kite.
How that happen? How that happen?
Who that woman is, Capo? Who that woman is?
So what's the next cannabinoid?
The next one we have is THCO. So there's a THCO, which is the second strongest that's out to date right now. It's the most bioavailable cannabinoid than any other form of THC, but it's not found naturally in hemp. It's made from Delta 8.
So it's like a derivative of the derivative.
Ah, okay.
A double derivative.
A double derivative.
A derivative?
Double derivative. Y'all
Yo,
must be feeling something.
Yeah. But see, we don't know what's what now because niggas done have everything.
Right.
And then you got that.
Yeah,
and I got the video up also. Ooh, it's pretty.
I said, those are my colors. I said, these are my colors.
Right. And so this we bought from a dispensary out here in Houston.
There's another dispensary called the THC Hut.
Yes.
And we went there and bought
a vape, and it contains live resin, 2,000 milligrams of the cannabinoids THCV, THCH, THCN. So
a lot of.
We're supposed to put this in rotation too.
Okay, we got a lot going on.
Okay, so what about THCO? Okay. It's considered around 3 times as potent as Delta 9 THC. It's hemp derived. It's the synthetic version of Delta 9.
And it comes from the Delta 8, right? That's what we just said.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. It says its increased potency comes from a higher uptake of the molecule into the bloodstream in the brain. So that's how that.
So you literally beyond the receptor.
Yes, exactly.
Oh no, friends. Let me change the angle. You got to.
Okay.
She got to. Yeah.
So I'm not.
You gonna have me over here ugly coughing. You know how people say you got ugly cry? That's what I'm gonna be like. I'll be doing an ugly cough when I smoke.
Okay, it's not nice.
My bad.
So I'm just gonna tap it. I'm gonna.
Well, why you tap it? I do have the video.
Oh yay!
Oh good.
Yes, indeed.
So y'all check out this video when we visited the weed spot a couple of weekends ago. Shout out to the weed spot in the Heights. They got it going on.
Black old y'all. Minority owned.
Okay.
So we are walking up on the Weed Spot Coffee and Tea Dispensary. Gonna go in here and check it out and see what's up. The Weed Spot.
What type of products, as far as the, is it just CBD? Is it all hemp derived? Are there any actual THC 9 products?
We have a lot of THC 9 or Delta 9.
Delta 9.
Everything is about 20 to 30%. And here in Texas, since they still regulate Delta 9,
Yeah.
THC and flower, they found other cannabinoids a little good sized range.
Oh, okay.
So it is all hemp derived. That's how we're able to sell it in Texas.
Right.
It has just enough CBD in it for it to be legal, but it's plenty THC. We're able to get around the Delta 9 regulation.
Yeah.
Vapes, drinks, gummies.
Oh wow.
Okay, so that's how y'all are doing it. If you're offering it like as derivatives, where you're isolating the one cannabinoid, or maybe sometimes it's multiple cannabinoids.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's probably makes it more potent.
But they're all hemp derived.
Yes.
Okay, not cannabis plant derived.
Yes, we just gotta make that clear.
Yes.
All right. Okay, cool. And as far as like coffee and tea, how does that work? Is it?
Just gonna take a look at all the products they have here on the shelf. I like the layout, and this is really nice. They have the incense. I'm gonna get me some before I leave. Look at everything stacked all nicely. And look at the logo, y'all. The Weed Spot.
We're trying to actually educate the public more about cannabis and its medical benefits. There's just still so much bias around it. And stigma. Exactly. So we're gonna try to do our part, and educate people and show them that there's so much more.
Absolutely. That's what we're about. Responsible use.
These are the base drinks. This is just like an explained version. For the coffees, teas, and we also have lemonades. And you can choose like a fruity lemonade flavor if you like. If you wanted to get you high, you choose the potency.
Okay.
How high you're gonna get, and it's a direction.
So I'm gonna pick me some coffee, and I will get right back with you guys. Let you know how it hit me.
If I were to do the classic chai with, I like indica, grape ape, my favorite, and THCO.
We also have THCP.
Is it
the
more
highest
potent?
one. Yes,
Okay.
it's the top one that we have. It's just not on this meeting.
So when it comes to THCP, is that stronger than the Delta 8?
Oh, a lot.
A lot
Is
stronger
it
than Delta
really?
8.
Okay.
What are its like benefits? What does it do?
It's like it's
psychoactive.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can see like.
Euphoric.
Have you ever done shrooms?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know that feeling when you're rising on shrooms? It's similar to that.
Like that.
Yeah, that's how I like to describe it.
Okay.
So it's like that, like, ooh, colors are looking really pretty.
Yes,
Kinda
everything's
like,
so
I did a
crystal
whole
clear.
like 8-hour
Yes.
painting on shrooms, and it came out amazing.
Everything except for the Delta 9 THC will be 50 milligrams.
Okay.
The Delta 9 THC is going to be 25 milligrams.
And why is that? If the THCP is stronger than the Delta 9?
So that's just because this is what everyone is used to. These feelings are going to be a little bit different than what you're used to, but 50 milligrams of this is comparable.
Okay.
And if you have like a high tolerance,
Yeah.
and you want a strong ass edible,
That's me.
the P.
The
It's gonna
P.
get
P.
you there. You're gonna feel that. Yeah.
So let's look at your prices work. How does this work?
Chickadee, chickadee, choke. Put your arms up. Oh, you bougie in here. He trying to hide his ugly cock face.
So you guys can see the full video on our YouTube.
Definitely check it out if y'all done, y'all. Because
It's
it's
really
great.
cool. Shout out for the Weed Spot. They were
Yes.
so informative and helpful, and it was just such a nice vibe and
It's
atmosphere
really
in
nice
there.
and cool.
We really enjoyed our time, and we will definitely be back.
Yes, the people are friendly and nice. We love them, so.
All right, so moving on.
Different
We
cannabinoids.
did THCP,
THCO.
THCO. Now it's
Delta 9,
Hey,
THC 9.
we all know about
That we
that.
all know about. This is the weed that we smoke most often
Right.
to get the psychoactive effect.
Exactly.
And it's the most prevalent psychoactive cannabinoid in marijuana plants. Delta 9 THC has 5 carbon atoms in its alcohol side chain,
Right, alkyl. Yeah.
alkyl, and a hydroxy group that allows a strong binding capability to
CB1 receptors. So that's why we be so high.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's where the
Right.
receptors come
Yeah.
from.
So THC binds itself to the CB1 receptors in the brain, and the result is the release of dopamine, which is the good feeling, right?
Yeah.
By the ECS. The ECS actually releases dopamine into your system, and that leads to the feelings of relaxation and euphoria, all the good stuff that's associated with THC. Right?
Delta baby.
That's Delta.
So what does it do? We know some of the benefits for people with multiple sclerosis and Parkinson's and epilepsy. It reduces the spasms, reduces nausea and vomiting in cancer patients, neuropathic pain, loss of appetite can be increased when you incorporate THC.
Good for the cancer patients.
Right, exactly. And HIV patients as well.
Yeah. Loss of appetite.
Right. So it's also effective in the treatment of a lot of other diseases, even Tourette syndrome. So a lot of the things that does with the brain, a lot of things that has anything to do with
nervous system,
pain, inflammation, things like that.
Anti-inflammatory.
Right. And then when THC is actually combined with the other cannabinoids, the effect is like even more enhanced. Remember we talked about the entourage effect. So it's like you get your buddies and it's always more fun and more turned up. It's the same with THC, y'all. Stop isolating it. Let it party. Let it have its fun. Mix it all together. THC, CBD, CBG, CBN. Put it all up in there.
Alphabet soup this bitch.
Right. Exactly. Okay, and then it even is good for the treatment. It lowers the ocular pressure. People who have glaucoma, right? Whoopi Goldberg, she has that strain, right? Because she was suffering from it, and she developed a strain of weed just to treat that. So, again, like we will always say over and over, THC cannabis is amazing.
It heals, y'all. It heals.
Yes, it's from the earth.
Yes, it's natural. Natural.
All right, what's our next cannabinoid?
Number 4 is HHC.
Right.
HHC.
Oh, we had a caller.
Oh,
we do?
Yeah, let's call him back. I apologize, caller.
No.
Yeah, that's my fault. We were talking and doing it.
Sure didn't know.
Oh, you gotta call him again. You probably gotta call him again. What?
Oh.
One more time, caller. We're sorry we missed you. How you just go straight to voicemail?
I got a ring.
Who's gonna say something?
Oh shit. Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
what's up? This is Purple Dank.
Welcome to Classic Session.
What's going on? We missed your call. We missed you. Sorry. So we're calling back. What's up? What's up?
It's all good, man. Okay, so I'm not going to get into the science. Y'all got that down pat. That ain't my area of expertise.
Wait, first, who are you, sir? Introduce yourself.
I'm Jimmy Codeine. That's it.
Okay. Jimmy Codeine.
I'm Jimmy Codeine.
Okay,
Codeine. I got a two questions for the ladies. Both of these questions are related. So before I get into it, I want to get into the whole, I guess for the last 30 years, I think it's safe to say that the hip-hop culture is pretty much responsible for the last 30 years of the explosion of weed and all of its glory, all of its strains.
I think Bob Marley played a big part too.
Yeah, Bob Marley was before all that.
Yeah, but no doubt.
Taking it to the lengths that it's
on. Yeah, taking it to the length. Because in the 80s, in the funk, in the jazz, in the soul, there was weed, but nobody was making songs about it. Nobody was promoting it on the scale.
Right.
Yeah.
That hip hop has done. I'm talking about starting from the years of like 91, 92. And I'm talking about from like the Chronic album, the first Chronic album, with Redman's first album and the whole underground scene. You started hearing about cats rolling up the Philly blunts and down the south, you rolling up the Swishers like never before. Like you didn't
all been in the song.
Exactly. So it's from that point on that we just exploded. Because before then, man, you know, we used to get kind of frowned upon. I remember being back in the 80s, being a kid, and you know, it would get frowned upon. Like you was almost looked at as like a dope thing. It's like, ugh, he smoked weed.
Yeah, yes. It was a stigma.
It wasn't
the
like
stigma was so bad.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't. It was bad. It was bad amongst kids, amongst the grown folks, of course. But like I said, you know, hip hop pretty much changed that, and you know, throughout the years, we've been consistent, like year after year after year, and especially now, it got to the point to where now it ain't just weed anymore. Like with the new generation, like everything is like I don't know, drinking, pill popping, you know,
pills,
that stuff is like,
all that stuff.
yeah, that stuff is like really big amongst this generation. So that leads me to my point.
Okay. Yeah, what was your question?
But
I forgot you had a question.
I needed to say all that to lead me into what I'm about to lead me into my question.
All right.
Okay, so y'all was making a point in the video about the whole, you know, education, the whole negative stigmatism that we get.
Right.
I think, I believe there's a certain demographic that kind of frowns upon. Well, not necessarily frowns upon, but they're way reluctant to try all the different types of forms of weed and edibles and.
That's because they're not educated about it.
Yeah, they slowly coming around the corner. You know what I mean? But there's still this reluctance, and I find it a bit ironic, especially with the younger generation now, because they all about to get high.
What's your
but
question,
it seems like when it comes to the weed, I'm gonna get to that.
We're running out of time, sir.
Weed, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so that leads me to what is contributing to the whole reluctance of people, you know, trying the different forms of weed.
They're
what
scared
because all the years of all this bad press for marijuana and cannabis and everything, of course, it gets implanted in people's brains and stuff. And so now that they're like, oh, it's legal, you know,
there's still a lot of hesitation,
you know, and that's why we're here. Because we want to educate people. We want to let y'all know it's okay.
Try it in safe spaces and safe
responsible use.
Now, do y'all think that's amongst a certain race of people? Because
no, you know what?
You know, with white people, they blow it up. It's like they're willing to try it.
Right.
This is just coming from observation.
But studies have
you know,
actually
with us, as you said, black people, we're a little bit. Nah, I just smoke it. Nah, I don't want all that. Now, just let me roll it up.
Yeah.
So what is you guys' tactics of promoting it and educating?
Studies actually show that blacks and whites smoke around relatively the same amount of weed. It's the same amount of weed. Equally. So
as far as smoking,
I
believe that.
Smoking, I think when it comes to maybe edibles and the concentrates and like all the different forms of distillates and isolates and all
a lot of black folks are hesitant to try those things. Right.
You know, white people are definitely
they definitely on it. Yeah. We notice that.
I think again it's like a lack of education. That's why we're here to just, you know, spread the word. Hey, y'all know about concentrates. That's why we talked about the waxes and the butter and the batter and the sugar and all that. We did a course on that. We're talking about the different cannabinoids.
And the receptors.
It's just people don't understand. A lot of people do drugs and have no idea how it works or how it's going to, you know, affect them. So, again, it's just about educating people and spreading the good information so people could then, you know, feel better and more secure
about trying different things. But thank you so much for calling in,
Jimmy
Codeine.
No
we
doubt,
appreciate you calling in.
You.
Thank you. Shout out to Jimmy Codeine. Thank you. All right. Well, that was good.
He was long-winded.
Yes, he was.
He probably don't smoke.
Oh, he probably do the edibles. Right. He got some good lungs.
Yes, y'all. So you know what?
You can check out our course on Class in Session with Purple Dank on YouTube. It'll be also uploaded to our website, purpledankinfusions.com. And it goes over the rest of the cannabinoids. We didn't get to go over today, but it's definitely up there for you guys to review.
And we can always pick it up next week. You know, we'll be back here.
We sure can. We might just do that and then continue on.
Let us know how you guys are enjoying the show. any questions or information that you want to find out more about, just holler at us. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, be responsive. We will respond.
And be responsible, y'all.
Bye, y'all.